So I am just gonna go over my vision board that I made for this year. This is my vision board for 2021. I have to say that doing this vision board thing really worked this year. Like everything that I wrote down has happened in some sort of way, and I want to do it again this year. I want to make sure that I am manifesting what I want for the year. I think it's important and I have seen it work, so why not continue, you know? Wow, this year has been amazing. Let's go through it. This is a journal entry for myself. So after this year, so in 2020, I left my ex-fiance and I was living at my parents' house on an air mattress in the dining room, and it was a really rough time, but it was also a beautiful time because I had the most healing and growth during that time, and I was just doing a lot of shadow work, and I am proud of myself and grateful for that experience. So my main goal for 2021 was to have fun, honestly, and I can see that on my vision board. I just really wanted to have fun and connect to people, and I wanted to, you know, make some money while doing it. I wanted to date new people, see what dating was like. I was ready for it at that time. You know, I didn't force anything. I was just like, this feels right, so I'm gonna do that. You know, I was consciously living. I was trying to be very focused on my decision making and the why behind the things that I do. Yeah, that was my main focus. And I gotta say, it all happened, you know. I did date, and it was a journey. I dated a few people and, you know, learned a lot, learned how to create boundaries, which is very important for me. Before, boundaries was hard. Creating boundaries was a hard thing to do with people because I didn't want to hurt people. But then when my therapist was like, so you're gonna hurt yourself before you hurt someone else? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You're right. We're not doing that. So ever since I heard her say that, I have that in my brain glued. So I'm always, you know, trying to make sure that I'm not hurting myself in any sort of situation to please anyone else, you know, and that has been working. The second I saw red flags in certain people, I said, I need to exit this before I continue, because it's just gonna get worse, you know? Anyway, so that was the dating life. Hung out with a lot of ladies, hung out with my girls, spent a lot of time with my friends this year, which I'm grateful for. Not broken, hell yeah. This was more of like performing. Like I really wanted to get into performing again, and I did. I performed a lot this year, and I will perform more. Happiness, love happiness, giving. I was very forgiving this year, and I mean, you could take that in both ways. I was forgiving, and I was for period giving. Yeah, long story short, I forgave people this year that I didn't fully expect to forgive or even talk to again, and I am actually really happy I did, because they ended in really good conversations, and it was like very mature type conversation. And so, you know, it ended up leaving my last taste of that person in a positive way instead of a negative way. So I'm glad that, you know, I forgave that person. And I mean, a few people. I'm glad I forgave a few people. Recovering, yes, I did a lot of recovering and healing, self-work type stuff, and abundance. Yes, I've been very grateful this year. I am doing great. Bad bitch. Bad, not bitch, but batch difference. Bad batch, yeah. You know, sometimes I like to say that to myself so that way I remind myself, like, you're killing it. Killing it. You're someone who has that confidence now. And that's okay to embrace. Confidence is not cockiness. I myself don't enjoy a cocky person. I enjoy confident people. But you know, sometimes it can come off as cockiness, and I just don't mean it in that way. But yeah, I'm confident within myself and what I can bring to the table. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, let's see, 2021. I am deserving of healthy connections. Yes. I am whole. Yes. I am wealthy in many ways. I am talented. I am confident. I got this. Yes. Period. Let's see what I create for 2022. I totally forgot. I reminded myself of goals, hashtag the amount of goals that I have reached this year for myself without even feeling like I was really trying. I never feel like I'm like trying to do anything super hard. Does that make sense? Like, I always feel like I'm having a great time and I just am somehow connected to the right people at the right time. It never feels like I'm like trying really hard. And so I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, like, or if it's like I could try more in a certain area. I don't know. But the main thing is goals. Okay. So this year I got to do a bunch of like amazing fucking performances. Like, I just did Cabaret Macabre Christmas. Okay, that's like a whole freaking other story. Cabaret Macabre Christmas is like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Not in my life. Actually, maybe. Audio engineering was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Cabaret Macabre Christmas was just the most challenging show that I have ever done. Because there's such a small cast of us and we all have many different jobs throughout the show besides just worrying about like our dancing. Like, this theater is super small. It's just black painted walls. It's just black painted walls and like the audience, there's probably like 55 people that could fit in there, 55 to 60 maybe. So it's like a really small audience, and the stuff that we do in that space is like so dope. Like, I'm just proud of everyone for being so creative, and like we're the ones that think of the show and make the show. And my friend Brittany, she's the director, she's like the main brain of the show. And we all just sit in this room and like we had 6 rehearsals, I think, before opening night, and we all just sit in this room and come up with freaking ideas, and we all just like bounce ideas off of each other, and it just works. It's just like, wow. I'm just grateful that like we had the freedom because of Zombie Joe. Thanks, Zombie. I'm just grateful that we had the freedom to do what we wanted to do. And like the stuff that we put in this show. I come out with a whip. And by the way, the whip thing, oh my God. I'm just like all over the place right now. But the whip thing, like I started learning how to whip. And the way that I learned how to whip was through this girl, Acacia. She's amazing. She is someone that I kind of manifested in a way. Like I did not expect to meet her. She was at this show that my friend randomly invited me to, and I was like, sure. But I was so exhausted that night too, and I was like, I don't know, I'm so tired. But then I was like, girl, you're living in Hollywood. You're living in North Hollywood. You have opportunities everywhere. Like, just go have fun, hang out, see the show. It's a show that you're getting invited to. Like, why not? Like, you don't have to perform. Friggin', you'll sleep later. So then I was like, okay, I need to go to the show. So then I went, and I see this woman come out, and she has like these 2 whips, and she's just like on stage, and she's just like, ka, 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 killing it, like commanding the stage so well. And I was like, I love this woman's like aura, like her vibe. I love what she's doing. Like, and I was supposed to be Catwoman in this video. So I was like, oh, I actually need to learn how to whip properly. I was gonna just do a fake one, but like, why aim for fake when you can do real? So then I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And so I went up to her after the show, and I was like, I love your stuff. And she just said, I can teach you. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think of asking her to teach me. Like, why didn't I think of that? And so I was like, fuck yes, I say yes to the dress. So then she taught me. I had like 3 lessons before opening night of the show, and it was great. Like, it was super hard at first. I hit myself many times with that whip, but yeah, she's amazing. She also, the reason why I say I manifested her is because because I was supposed to be in that Catwoman video. I mean, am supposed to be in that Catwoman video. Like, I put Catwoman as my wallpaper to channel, that type of energy to get in her character. And then this whip master, Acacia, is actually the woman who played Halle Berry's stunt double in the movie Catwoman.